Hello everyone, thank you for having me here. I greet you from Palangkaraya, Kalimantan Tengah. So let's start. Okay, I want to say to you that products are made in the factory. And then if we talk about brain, it is made from our mind, right? This is the way this research wants to explore about an essence of the mind of architectural object. They are currently actually forming image through digital entertainment from Instagram with the help of influencer. Well, here's the topic I propose. Place branding from digital architecture and digital entertainment to instrumental value with case study Instagram influencer. Of course, I'm not alone here. I'm with Melania Hadianti, my friends from Ciputra. Thank you for Melania because he accompanied me to doing the research and also taking me to join this webinar. Well, social media gives us a powerful tools. Public opinion play its role in determining the current architectural directions, especially in public place or in public buildings. Instagram influencers have become a media connector between people and between architecture. This can be an inevitability while designing, prescribing, pulling the fence, and letting the public get involved. And it is experiencing and connect them with the building that even hasn't built yet and bring them closer to the world of architecture. More information received will be a good thing. More reaction, the better is determining the direction of the design, and digital technology will be the force for the architect to designing. Well, the questions arises, is basic architectural design still quite essential if it's depart from a needs? Or architectural studies should be directed by public opinion? Well, I will not show you about architecture basic here or about digital architecture here because this even already show in a specific way, yeah. But here I will show you the implication of these two collaboration, digital architecture and digital entertainment collaborative strategy in discovering and developing the instrumental value of place branding. Actually, this study aimed to analyze an Instagram social media influencer related to digital architecture and digital entertainment, which is directed at finding the synthesis through the instrumental value that form through Instagram social media, which has an impact on development of architectural design, so that this value can be used as a basic or principle in considering the branding process for a place through an architectural approach. For this goal, the target of this research actually is to find the concept of place branding to be explored and tested and to produce an initial synthesis of research that can be used to design buildings, especially commercial buildings. Then we try to collect some library research and library references related to architecture and brand principles, and of course also with the digital context that affect both of them. I use Kotler from theory of marketing management, and then brand culture from Schroeder, and an essential identity brand from Bujulman, and pride destination brand with managing place reputations from Morgan, and lead to a theoretical formulation, namely brand equity, brand perception, brand awareness, brand culture, and also brand scope. And for the theory of architecture, I use Vastu Citra from Mangunwijaya and Robert Venturi about architecture criticism and contradiction, so that I found a very basic theoretical formulation, namely complexity, harmony, ecological comprehension. And after that, we began to formulate the truth value according to the function of need in the form of simplicity, which became the most essential basic in design. I say it with truth value. Then we use the purposeful sampling. This is the sample technique, like selective sampling, to recruit the participants who can provide in depth and detailed information about the phenomenon under investigation. Then we took a random sample of data, and then we asked the visitors at the favorite place in Jakarta right now, like Asta Building, yeah, at South Jakarta and Malioboro, Yogyakarta, by asking them. Actually, we asking their impressions on the location that they visit in the cities using Instagram features like ask questions and Insta poll. Then we try to make a sample frame, this sample, and found that there are keywords that have a similar meaning, such as mood booster, calm, comfortable, photogenic, unique, colorful, refreshing, safe. Actually, it is about the low crime rate, yeah, and then easy to access. It is about the transportations, multicultural, shopping paradise, iconic. And then when we ask, how do they know about the location they visit, almost 82% of the answer come from the influencer they follow, and mostly show it through the media social, Instagram. Then we compare the theoretical principle with the observations result, sample narrative, and try to find the theme that can cover all these principles. After that, we use the psychoanalytics theory approach to read the data and put it on the analogy for the iceberg. Actually, this iceberg is from the Sigmund Freud, who introduced the psychoanalytic approach. So there is a formula that someone will always decide to visit a place based on his wants. This desire is something that is fun, that they fulfill the basic of the pleasure through screening and viewing social media, and then they influence and decided to go to a place that suits them. Then comes an initial formulation regarding the criteria for integrating the sample with theoretical review through a psychoanalytic filter, namely something that is photogenic, aesthetic, and then what is this? Panoramic, viewpoint, and fun. Then what is the implication for architectural, or exactly for the digital architecture? Of course, architecture captures this insight as a data network that can be the complement to the principle of design modeling. And I want to say to you, maybe we see the parametric, yeah? Parametric design depart from data, and all is to drive to the innovation. Digital in architecture is like a building for single source. It is the single source of truth to enable business insight in conventional wisdom and well-accepted goal. It is the most perfect digital architecture strategy, actually. This is an inevitability for next generations insight for architecture, supported by many platforms that capable to accommodating complex needs in an architectural object design. So, well, the final result of the study found that 82%, actually almost 82% of Instagram influencer has become get an impact on how others perceive a place. A person's basic assessment of place is based on pleasure in which there is comfort and something that touches the heart. Based on the psychoanalytic approach, can be explained that basic pleasure is at the level of unconsciousness. It is which is that the ID on the bottom side is not limited to applicable norms. Then at the next level in ego, here's I show you that on the ego group, it is prevailing norms in society which is able to channel to the pleasure. At the same time, the norms controlling the pleasure, ID, so that is should be fits with the ethical value. So social media is presenting as the distributor of ID and cover the limit space of movement. At the very top, of the iceberg, there is a super ego. This is the assessment that emerges from people towards a place. And the states the influence of media influence takes an important role. Yeah. So the instrumental value of this place is from a visual sense of amazement. Well, in the end, actually, architects have always designed place to be seen in a specific way. I think we need to realize that architecture is a special case in some way. Buildings actually is our life as architecture. If you are in the visual arts, maybe they are probably on Instagram. But if you are an architect, I think Instagram guess would be the help for design data, yeah, to drive the innovation as strategy for what digital architecture actually. So from this finding, we try to conclude the valuable touch point, visual sense of amazement. Well, it is about the presence of influencer through social media, Instagram, that can be emotional booster that become the spirit to create creativity and fun design through architecture. It is about the presence of mood booster, comfortable, refreshing, which is in architectural language always we known about ambience and ergonomic. And then the iconic, photogenic, unique, colorful, which is architectural language often called with visual appearance. And then yeah, utility and accessibility. Last but not least, activity support in space. That is very important, and it is the part of visual amazement, visual sense of amazement. Well, back to the research questions. Is architectural design still quite essential if it's depart from a needs? Yes, of course, because sense of amazement is a part of the needs. Is Instagram breaking architecture? No, absolutely no. Architecture has a clear typological basic, so that cannot be destroyed. Yeah, the keyword is typological basic. Instagram is just an application and architecture more just a media. But we have to realize that Instagram as the application of social media can help us to expand our love of design world and spark our curiosity. I think our curiosity is the root of our knowledge of designing. someone say it with epistemology, but the basic that should never forgotten are the value of the truth, true use, true benefit, true impact. Well, let me close this presentation with the quote from Frank Gehry. Architecture should speak for its time and place, but yearn for timeless. This makes architecture grow stronger, I think, right? So, well, thank you very much for the time and stay healthy.